Defense Secretary
yeah.
Ash Carter speaking regarding the Afghanistan withdrawal and President Obama's remarks earlier today.
The ultimate price to keep the United States secure while helping the people of Afghanistan realize a brighter future. We've welcomed many of those brave Americans home at Dover and visited many more wounded at Walter Reed. Today's decision from the President to adjust our troop presence in Afghanistan honors that sacrifice and gives us the chance to finish what we started. Over the years, I've witnessed and contributed to that effort, which has been so superbly executed by U.S. and coalition forces. And when I became Secretary of Defense, I made it one of my top priorities to ensure the long-term success of that mission. That's why one of the first things I did when I started this job was to travel to Afghanistan. I wanted to see firsthand what was happening in this country where the United States, and in particular the men and women of the Department of Defense, have invested and sacrificed so much. What I've learned over the last 8 months is that Afghanistan is on a better path, but more work lies ahead, and America's national security remains very much at stake in that part of the world. So today, after considering input from me, from our top military leaders, the rest of his national security team, our NATO allies, and the government of Afghanistan, the President announced his decision to maintain our current force posture of 9,800 troops through most of next year. By January 2017, U.S. forces will draw down to 5,500 troops, and they will be deployed at several locations around Afghanistan, including Kabul, Bagram, Kandahar, and Jalalabad, in support of two important and enduring missions: our counterterrorism effort and our train, advise, and assist support to the Afghan security forces. We're adjusting our presence based on conditions on the ground to give the United States and our allies the capability to sustain a robust counterterrorism platform, denying a safe haven for terrorist and violent extremist organizations. This will keep Americans safer back home. These changes take into account the progress of Afghan forces and the partnership we have formed with President Ghani and Chief Executive Abdullah. Afghan forces have proven themselves to be capable and resilient fighters who are able to provide security for Afghanistan. They've performed admirably this fighting season, the first for which the responsibility to fight the Taliban has fallen squarely on their shoulders. But Taliban advances in parts of the country underscore the reality excuse me, that this is and remains a difficult fight. We understand that Afghanistan still needs assistance. And through NATO's Resolute Support Mission, we're working closely with the Afghan National Defense and Security Forces and Afghan security ministries to ensure that they're prepared for their critical mission of protecting the Afghan people and setting the conditions for stability in this vital region. This extends, by the way, beyond our U.S. military presence and includes important financial contributions we will need to make in support of the Afghan security forces in the years to come. The U.S. military's presence and financial sustainment will enable the Afghan security forces to continue their development as an agile and sustainable set of forces capable of meeting Afghan security challenges and partnering with us against terrorist exploitation of the region. It sends a strong message to the international community that the United States is committed to Afghanistan and intent on fostering stability over the long term. We anticipate that the U.S. commitment will in turn garner the commitment of other members of the coalition that U.S. forces have operated with. I've already initiated consultations with key allies to secure their continued support for this mission. Over time, we will reduce our footprint in Afghanistan, but not our commitment to the country and its people. Back in March, during his first official visit to the U.S., President Ghani came here, right here to the Pentagon, and did something very important to all of us here. He said thank you to the men and women of the U.S. military for the sacrifices they and their families have made over the last 14 years. He also visited Arlington National Cemetery to remember the fallen. It was an important message. Today, we deliver our own message to President Ghani and the Afghan people. We're with you. We support you, and we're not going to give up the gains we fought so hard to achieve. Thank you.